Hi everyone, Peter Liciaga here. I'm a master instructor at Donato Karate Center in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And the other day I was speaking with some educators, and one of the questions that came up was, can kids really learn and train in a program for black belts? And in this conversation, there were basically three things that I really spoke on. And to answer their question, I wanted to share them with you very quickly. And I have my notes here. I remember just as soon as I finished speaking to them, I right away wrote down on a piece of paper what those key things, because that was basically the theme of the conversation. And their concerns were that, how do I create a safe environment for my children, and what some things that we can do as educators. And I know there was a principal in the group, but they had asked me that question: what can I do to create a safe environment, emotionally safe environment, and a physically safe environment? And I told them, I gave them some answers to their questions, what they can do as teachers and educators, but I also brought in the fact of how important it is for parents to be involved in that equation, and the person that's basically the custodian, but the guardian. Apologize on that, not custodian. Sometimes you feel like a custodian around your kids, right? But a guardian. What guardians and parents and educators can do, we all play a role in the development and the growth of our children, our students, and creating this safe environment. So these were the key three things that I told them with respect to martial arts, and how martial arts factors into preparing our children. Because there's a couple of things, and very quickly, martial arts not only teaches character development, but many people know that martial arts is perfect for self-defense and helping our children and ourselves prepare for dangerous situations, and gives us the tools that we need. But it also helps develop a character. And so that was really the key thing that I was sharing. And I have three things here. And the one thing, when a child is in a martial arts program and training toward black belt, I'm specifically talking about creating an environment for children to prepare to become black belts. Okay, and the number one thing I have here is just basically giving them this serious path, that's a noble path, that are committed to them becoming just great human beings, starting with becoming a great kid, giving them some tools that they can actually implement every single day in their decision making, whether they're in school or at home, everywhere they go, just to be this great kid, to be this awesome kid wherever they go, not only with their teachers, but with their parents and their friends. And that's a noble cause, and that's a path that I think all of us would agree that we want our children just to be great kids. Now, whether they are 8 years old, 14 years old, or getting ready to go into college, it doesn't matter. We want our children just to be great. And number two, the thing I spoke on, is that it actually preparing our children to be black belts and have this black belt mindset, that it opens doors for them. It really helps others see that these children have a serious commitment to their own development. They're training on character development, they're learning how to act, how to be leaders, how to think, very critical thinking, especially when it comes to challenging situations. Now, not only with self-defense and being safe everywhere they go, but also to have a calm mind and to focus on the task at hand. Now, the task could be homework, a test, or speaking in front of the class when they have to read. Gives them the skill sets so that they can actually be successful everywhere they go, and that will open up doors. Now, I know from personal experience with other students that when they go out into the job market, on their resume, if they put on their resume, I encourage all the students to put on their resume leadership training, black belt training. If they get their first degree, second degree, third degree, put that on your resume, and that I found that would bring up conversations and will get an aha from a potential employer. And I know for a fact that an employer, if they look at your resume, I know if I'm looking to hire someone, I look on their resume and I see leadership training and black belt training, attaining black belt, that gives me, wow, that's a great highlight there. And I'll ask them about that and tell them they expound on that. So it's really will open up doorways to them. Another thing is that it is a multiple thing here, is that it gets kids just to really commit to be have greater grades, best grades, the better use of time, choice of friends, also this emotional of maturity, really has them really thinking about how they are acting, from being kind, being respectful, but also controlling their anger, their temper, emotional maturity. Just today, I was watching a conference on girls and bullying. And one of the key things the expert said is, what can we do to help our children to mature emotionally? And martial arts will help them really do that. So that's an important factor for our children. Also helps them to recognize and admit when they're wrong. And it's one thing that we do even as adults, is that it's a challenge for us to admit that we're wrong. And so right away we teach children within our environment that, hey, look, that you always are going to be working on improving yourself. To look at what you can do that's great, and take what you do as great and maximize those things that you can do that are great, but also look at your weaknesses. And I'm going to help you as a teacher, as an educator, as a martial arts instructor, help you to look at areas that you need to work on that may be your weaknesses. And let's look at turning those weaknesses into strengths, and then to empower them to go out there knowing their strengths, knowing where they're weak on, but have the confidence to move forward, to set high-level goals, and to be successful. And that's basically black belt training. So I want to encourage everyone that's training for martial arts, or even thinking about training in martial arts, whether it's for you or for your children, to really look into it and look into really committing to black belt training. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with everyone, and I thought that would be useful because I know that there was a lot of aha moments with the educators that I was talking to, and the principals and the teachers and guidance counselors. And I'm in schools all the time with the mentoring program and helping them. And a lot of times I'll be in meetings with the guidance counselors, and a lot of times it really comes down to character and how can we help these children to really understand the importance of becoming great kids, and helping them understand emotional maturity, and which comes down to really them understanding what they can do to improve their situation, whether it's grades or relational challenges that they have. So I hope that's helpful. Any questions, you can definitely contact me with whether there's a comment section right below, or the link that I have that I'm sharing with you now. Again, this is Peter Liciaga, Master Instructor, also an education activist and youth motivational speaker. Take care. Talk to you soon.